Alright, what is up everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today is another, your daily, everyday recap. We're going to be talking about last night in the NBA. There are 10 games. Last night we're going to talk all about them, go all in depth, give all my thoughts here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So the first game we had, we'll start with Clippers Nuggets. The Clippers end up getting this win 109-104 to get their first win of the season, while Denver falls to 0-2. For the Clippers, this is a really good game. They started off really hot. We were up 27-19 at the end of the first quarter. James Harden was doing his James Harden thing, 7-5-7 in the first quarter. Second quarter got a little bit closer. Nikola Jokic started to really put himself into this game. And then the third quarter, Denver took the lead. It took over. Christian Brown had a good quarter. Nikola Jokic as well. And in the fourth quarter, it was the Norman Powell show. He dropped 22 points in the fourth quarter. An 8 for 9 shooting, 4 for 4 from 3. The guy was hooping. And the Clippers hit some big shots, and they ended up winning this game 109-104. But yeah, Powell finishes with 37 points, 7 3-pointers made. James Harden, really good game, 23, 6, and 16. He has been really good to start this season. 16 assists. I mean, the guy, we know what he can do when he has a basketball in his hands like that. Zubac with a good game, 24 and 15. Chris Dunn gave you 11 points, 3 threes, 6 rebounds off the bench. And yeah, for the entire team, they shot 36% from 3, 48% from the field. They won the rebounding battle, 44-37. The assist battle, 30-10. Yeah, just a really good, solid game for the Clippers. The Clippers' first 2 games have been very, very solid. James Harden has been doing his thing. They're getting production like this from Norman Powell and Ivica Zubac. That just adds a whole lot more because Norman Powell is being a bucket getter and a secondary scorer next to James Harden, then that's really, really, really big for them. And then for the Nuggets, it's been tough. I mean, Nikola Jokic with a phenomenal game, 41, 9, and 4, hit 7 3-pointers. But this Nuggets team is not very good right now. And I tweeted this out during the game, but it's crazy that this Nuggets team right now is becoming Nikola Jokic has to give us 30, 35 to win, which is not something that's ever been really for the Nuggets. Like, Nikola Jokic has never had to put the team on his back in terms of, I got to get every bucket possible now to win games. Like, that's how other teams play the Nuggets. Like, in the playoffs, Jokic, every time he has a 40, 50-point game, they lose because Nikola Jokic is not a guy that's supposed to be like, all right, I need 40 and we're going to win. Usually teams are like, all right, you go get your 40, but if no one else is doing anything, we're good. And that's kind of how it was today, where Nikola Jokic literally had to do everything in terms of scoring. Like, literally, anytime there was a run, anything, Nikola Jokic had to say, all right, I got to go get this bucket now. I got to go hit this 3-pointer now to keep them in the game, which is not something Nuggets have ever been. That's not the Nuggets' MO. They're not a team that's like, all right, Jokic, take us home. Give us 35, 40. It's usually like, all right, Jokic's going to do his thing. Jamal's going to do his thing. MPJ, Aaron Gordon, and the others will fit in when they get in. But right now, this team, we're only 2 games in. There are still 80 games left to play for them. But things are not looking very good for the Nuggets. I'm not very excited for the Nuggets. I mean, Jamal Murray had a better game, 22 points, shot 50%. MPJ, 4 for 13, 0 for 6 on 3. He had one play where he passed up a wide open 3 to get Aaron Gordon to look in the corner, which is something. Aaron Gordon, 10 points. Christian Brown scored all of his points in the third quarter. Then the bench gave you 11 points. Russell Westbrook was 0 for 8 with 2 points. Julian Strawther had a couple threes. Payne Watson had 1 point, 0 for 3. Darius Saric didn't do anything in his 11 minutes. It's the bench isn't making things better. And out on top of that, MPJ not shooting the ball well to start the season. Jamal Murray has been kind of like Aaron Gordon has been okay, I guess, but like, it's not been good for the Nuggets. Right now, it's literally just Nikola Jokic has to do everything for us to win games, which is not something that we're often used to seeing from this team. Can they get better? Yes. If MPJ starts knocking out a couple more shots, Jamal Murray, gets back to looking like Jamal Murray that we know he can be, then this can be an almost entirely different team. But right now, things are just not looking good for the Nuggets, and they're going to need something to happen. One of their players, someone to step up and help. But for the Clippers, really nice win for them. They go to 1-1, and they've been playing pretty solid basketball. Next, we're going to go to the Pistons and Celtics. This is actually a very, very good, close game, but the Celtics end up prevailing, winning 124 to 118 to go to 3-0, while Detroit falls to 0-3. In this game, I mean, it was very close. The Pistons kept it really, really close, even though Boston, they did put up 42 points. Jayson Tatum had 17 points in the first quarter, and it looked like, all right, Boston's just going to run away with this one. But then the second quarter, kept it tight. Detroit kept it in there. Jane Ivey had a really good second quarter. And then we get to the third quarter, and that's when Detroit kind of takes over. They win that quarter 31-21. They hit 3 3, shoot 59% from the field, win all the rebounding and the assist battles and all that stuff. And it was like, oh, shoot, we're going to get down to it in the fourth. And in the fourth quarter, again, very back and forth, very tight, But eventually, Jayson Tatum takes over, hits a big shot with 29 seconds left to give him a 4-point lead. Malik Beasley came back into 3, but then Boston makes their free throws. And Kate also missed a free throw late in this game. That was really, really tough. And Boston ends up getting this win by 6, and they stay undefeated. Jayson Tatum with another amazing performance. 37 points, 12 for 26, 6 for 13 from 3. Just has a different look to him right now, man. I mean, he's just on fire. He's been just on it, kind of a revenge tour, in a sense. Coming off a championship revenge tour. So, yeah, he's been good. Jaylen Brown, 24, 10, and 5. Didn't have a great shooting night, 6 for 24, but he was doing good everywhere else. Payne Pritchard came in, give you 5 more threes off the bench. Al Horford had a really good game with 5 threes. Derek White, 17, 6, and 3, 3 blocks. Even though he didn't hit a 3, he still was very solid in this game as well. And, yeah, Boston's just doing Boston things. They shot 45% from 3 on hitting 22 of them. Got to the free throw line more. Yeah, just a really won the assist battle. Oh, no, I'm sorry, lost the assist battle. I was looking at the wrong thing. My fault. Forced 15 turnovers. But yeah, not a great shooting game from both sides. Yeah, it was a decent shooting game from both sides. Not a insane one. But Boston, the 3-pointers really just prevailed. And then Jayson Tatum doing his thing, hit his free throws, hitting big shots, doing his thing for Detroit. 26, 5, and 6 for Jane Ivey. He's been really, really good to start this season. 10 for 18. He looks a lot more comfortable and confident in this offense now. Cade run another solid game. 21, 6, and 10. Malik Beasley gave you 5 threes off the bench. Jalen Duren had 15 points on 7 for 7 shooting. Small Fontecchio gave you 3 3-pointers. Tough shooting nights for Tim Hardaway and Tobias Harris, combined to shoot 4 for 18 and 1 for 10 from 3. Tobias did have 11 rebounds at least, but he did foul out as well. But yeah, tough game. If one of those two guys maybe step up, maybe they have a lot different of a game. But yeah, a solid game. I mean, Detroit, honestly, it sucks that they're 0-3 because they've been playing some really solid basketball, for me, at least. Like, I really do feel like they've been playing solid basketball. Jane Ivey is back to looking like similar to what he did in rookie year. Kate Cunningham is playing like an all-star. Malik Beasley's hitting shots. Jalen Duren has been decent. You're getting solid production from Tobias Harris. Like, they've actually looked solid. It's just really, it's been closing out. It's been closing out games and just letting up some, like, closing out quarters and closing out games. That's really been the X factor for Detroit while they're 0-3. But, I mean, again, I said it last time I talked about the Pistons. That's just something young teams have to go through. So it's something they're going to have to deal with and learn from. But yeah, Detroit, feel like I've been playing better than the record has been. But shout out to the Celtics it was scary. Shout out to Detroit for keeping this a really good game. But Jayson Tatum ends up winning this game for them. Next, we're going to go to Cavs and Wizards. The Cavs have been winning this game 135, 116. They go to 3-0, while Washington falls to 0-2. Cavs just doing Cleveland things. I feel like the second quarter, third quarter is where they really started to, separate themselves in this game. And I mean, when you look at the box score, shot 53% from the field, hit 18 threes, and held Washington to under 40% shooting. That will win you games, Donovan Mitchell, really good game, 34 and 5, 4 steals, hit 6 3-pointers. Jared Allen, 23 points on 10 for 10 shooting. Darius Garland had a great game, 23 points, hit 4 threes, shot 9 for 11. Evan Mobley was solid, 13 and 13. The bench gave him some good things. Ty Jerome with another good game, 14 points. Sam Merrill hit a couple threes off the bench. Karis LeVert gave you 10 points and 4 assists. Just a really good all-around game for the Cavs. They've been on it so far to start the season, man. I mean, 3-0. Defensively, they looked really, really good. Offensively, they're looking very good as well. A lot of ball movement. I feel like every game, all 3 games, everyone's been getting involved. Like, it has been just Donovan Mitchell scoring 35 and then just everyone else kind of doing decent things here and there. Like, I feel like everybody is contributing in their own way. Like the last 3 games, every game, you look at the box score and it's like 5, 6 people, 7 people in double figures. Like it's been Donovan giving you 20 something, Jared Allen giving you good production, Garland hitting good shots, Mobley getting good shots, and then like 2 players off the bench doing their thing. Like, I feel like everybody right now has confidence and it's just locked in for the Cavaliers, and they are going to be a very tough team, especially if they're hitting threes like the way they're hitting threes. 18 threes, shot 46%, and holding teams to under 40% shooting. For the Wizards, very tough. Bilal Coulibaly, though, I said him when I talked about them in the first game. I was like, Bilal looks like he's gonna have a lot more opportunity and responsibility this season. And last night, career game, 23 points, 6 rebounds, shot 9 for 16, 4 for 9 from three. So interesting. Bilal Coulibaly, they're building him up, trying to be one of the guys of the future for Washington. And so far, first 2 games, I like what I see for him. And after that, Jordan Poole had a couple threes, four threes, 14 points, 6 assists. Kyle Kuzma with another tough shooting night, 3 for 16, 0 for 4 from three. Alex Starr had a better game, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, shot 4 for 10, hit a couple 3-pointers. Bob Carrington gave you 10. Corey Kispert and Jonas Valanciunas each had 10 points off the bench. But yeah, Washington, just a lot to handle, in terms of the Cavaliers locking down on defense. Like only a couple players shot over 50% from the field, Bilal being one of them. But then, yeah, it was just really, really tough for the Wizards to do anything against the Cavaliers. But the Cavs is the type of wins they should have. And yeah, really, really good win. They're 3-0. Next game we had is Heat and Hornets. The Heat win this game 114-106. They get their first win of the season, go to 1-1, while Charlotte falls to 1-2. Miami, first game against Orlando, they looked bad, especially in the second half. Things were just not good. But this game, they came out and looked like a totally different team than that game. Jimmy Butler, 26, 8 and 8 on 7 for 15 shooting. Guys with the free throw line a lot, 11 for 17. This is the Jimmy Butler that we're just seeing. Add that with Tyler Hero having 22, 5 and 5. He's been good to start the season. Terry Rozier gave you 19 points. Bam, 12 and 11. Jovic gave you 10. Like this is the Miami Heat right here. Jimmy Butler doing everything all around. Tyler Hero, being the point guard, getting other people involved, also getting his. Terry Rozier getting his. Bam Adebayo doing this thing, even though he did not shoot super well, 6 for 17. But, Bam Adebayo is going to bring you, besides shooting the ball well defensively and all that stuff. And then if they can get production like Jovic hitting a couple shots, Alec Burks hit a couple threes off the bench, Jaime Jaquez hit a couple shots off the bench. And it's like, all right, there we go. This is the Miami Heat that we're waiting to see. They shot 41% from three, 46% from the field, won the assist battle 33-20, forced 20 turnovers. This is the Miami Heat that we're used to seeing. So, we just got to wait to see how real or what Miami Heat team we're getting. Are we getting the first game Miami Heat or are we getting this game Miami Heat throughout the rest of the season? For Charlotte, I don't think they played a bad game. It's just, Miami just played better. LaMelo, 27, 8 and 7. Did have another 5 fouls, so LaMelo got to stop fouling. Miles Bridges was decent with 16 and 9. Seth Curry gave you a couple threes. Nick Richards had 12 and 12. Trey Mann gave you 14 off the bench. I don't think this was a bad game for the Hornets. It's just, when it came down to it, Miami just did the little things and stuff better. And that's something that Charlotte's going to have to learn as a young team. Just doing the little things and closing out and stuff like that. But Miami, a whole lot better of a game than it was last game. And yeah, they're 1-1 now. And now hopefully this is the Miami Heat that we're going to get for the rest of the season. Next, we're going to OKC and Chicago. OKC wins this game 114-95 to go to 2-0. Well, Chicago falls to 1-2. It was the second quarter that really widened the gap. OKC outscored Chicago 33-18 in that quarter. Shea gave you 10 in that quarter, and they held Chicago to shooting 6 for 19 and 3 for 15 from three. So yeah, that's really where they widened the gap, and then they just kept it going for the rest of the game. J-Dub, 24, 9 and 8 on 10 for 22 shooting, a really nice game from him. Shea gave you 23 and 8 with 4 steals. Chet Holmgren, 21 points, 16 boards, 2 blocks. I mean, I tweeted out, put Chet Holmgren in the All-Star game. Lock him into the All-Star game. I don't care that's been 2 games or whatever. Lock Chet Holmgren into the All-Star game, man. He has been phenomenal to start this season. Career high 16 boards last night. Defensively, he's been on it in terms of the perimeter and the interior. And then offensively, just looks so comfortable, man. He looks like he's just gotten better over last year. Like, he could do almost everything on the court. Like, the only thing, he hasn't been perfect because the only thing that hasn't really done is 3-point shot hasn't fallen yet. But once it does, man, he's just really tough to stop and take off the court. So Chet Holmgren, lock him into that All-Star game right now, man. And then just a really good all-around performance from them. Even though they did shoot 20% from 3, 8 for 40 from 3, they still have been finding ways to win games because of doing all other things. I mean, they forced 26 turnovers last night. Their defense really was the calling card for them. And then when Shea, J-Dub, and Chet, those big three doing their thing, it was just like, yep, it was just easy. It was easy for them. But, yeah, Chicago, Zach LaVine gave you 22 and 9. Vucevic had another solid game, 18 and 13. Josh Giddey gave you 14, 7 and 4. But after that, Kobe White 9 points on 0 for 9 shooting from 3. Patrick Williams hit 1 shot. The bench didn't really do anything for this team. And yeah, OKC's defense just locked him up. I mean, Chicago shot 34% from the field, 28% from 3. And yeah, it was really OKC's defense, and then their 3 guys leading the charge in this one. But yeah, put Chet Holmgren, put him in the All-Star game. He has my vote right now. Next, we go to Magic and Grizzlies. The Grizzlies win this game 124-111. They go to 2-1. Orlando gets their first loss of the season. Memphis, from the jump, was on it. I mean, they outscored Orlando 34-24 in the first quarter. They shot 53% from the field, while Orlando shot only 41%. Was 1 for 5 from 3. And then the second quarter, Memphis took it even further. Everybody getting involved. They shot 65% in that quarter, where Orlando shot 30% in that quarter. And then, yeah, from then on out, Orlando was trying to just play keep up the entire game, which they did in the third quarter. Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner had really good third quarters, but it just wasn't enough in the fourth quarter when the reserves from Memphis really took this game over, and Memphis ends up winning this game. It was the others for the Grizzlies. It was the Grizzlies others played better than the Magic others. Santi Aldama leading the team in scoring again, 22, 7, and 5, hit 4 3-pointers. In the 2 games Santi has led the team in scoring, they've won. So he's been very important. Jay Huff, looking like an actual NBA player out there, man. 18 points, 7 for 9, hit 3 3-pointers. He's been around a little bit the last couple years in terms of being on 2-way contracts and being in the G League. But now he's finally getting an opportunity, and he's been doing really, really good for them. So maybe he's become an actual rotational guy for Memphis, Scottie Pippen Jr. had a really good game as well. 11, 5, and 12 off the bench on 5 for 7 shooting. Jay Wells hit a 3-pointer. Brandon Clark was decent in his minutes. Like, the Memphis Grizzlies bench just outplayed the Orlando Magic. That's really it. And then, yeah, John Morant gave you 16 and 10 assists. He hasn't been shooting the ball well, but he's been getting his teammates involved. Desmond Bain gave you 13 and 7. Jaren Jackson returned, gave you 13 points. Zach Edey in his 13 minutes had 7. Marcus Smart was decent in his 21 minutes. But yeah, it was the Grizzlies others, which is something that I said that last game was the X factor for them in terms of they were bad, against the Rockets. But in this game, they won this game for them against the Magic. They really stepped up and played really well, and they look like they have a ton of confidence right now after this game. So yeah, Memphis looking pretty nice with their others. They got a lot of guys coming out of nowhere that not a lot of casual NBA people know that might know now. For Orlando, Franz 23 and 7. Jalen Suggs had a good game, 21-7, 4 steals, hit 5 3-pointers. Paulo gave you 16 and 7 rebounds. Didn't have a good shooting night. 4 for 12, 1 for 4 from 3. Got most of his points at the free throw line. And then the others just didn't really step up. Wendell Carter had 3 points in 30 minutes. KCP was 0 for 4 from 3 in his 28 minutes. Anthony Black was decent, 10 points. Mo Wagner hit a couple shots. Jett Howard hit a couple shots. But after that, it just wasn't really much going for the Orlando Magic in terms of on the offense. I mean, they shot 35% from 3. Memphis just won all the other battles, in terms of the rebounding, the assists. Memphis had 38 assists to Orlando having 21, They forced 19 Orlando turnovers. Memphis just played a better game, and it was really the bench mob for the Grizzlies. Santi Aldama, Jay Huff, Scottie Pippen Jr. coming out and just dominating this game very unexpectedly. Next, we'll go to Raptors and Timberwolves. The Timberwolves win this game 112-102. They go to 2-1. Toronto falls to 1-2. Minnesota started this game off hot in the first quarter. Outscored them 32-18. Hit 7 threes in the first quarter. And from then on, the Raptors just had to play keep up. But the Raptors, got to give credit to them because they stayed in this game. The Raptors did not make this blood. The Raptors made this a very competitive game that came down to the last couple of possessions. But then Minnesota just got a couple steals, made some good defensive plays, and just the Raptors showed their youth at some points in this fourth quarter. And the Timberwolves ended up getting this win from Minnesota. Ant and Julius Randle had another good game together. Ant gave you 24, 6, and 4 with 5 threes, while Randle gave you 24, 9, and 5 on 9 for 16 shooting. So those guys were doing really good. Minnesota hit 14 threes in this game, shot 37% from 3. Got to the free throw, doubled the free throw attempts for Toronto, shot 47% from the field. And forced 20 turnovers as well in this game. Rudy Gobert was really solid, 15 and 12, 4 blocks. Donte DiVincenzo gave you 4 threes off the bench. Naz Reid gave you 10. Mike Conley gave you 10. And another really good game for the Timberwolves. Back-to-back really good games where Ant and Julius Randle both are finding their way. Even though both those guys didn't have the most efficient game, especially from 3, they combined to shoot 6 for 16 from 3. But they made big plays at the end of the game. Ended up getting the W. Toronto, Grady Dick, 25 points, 4 threes. He's been very decent to start this season. Scotty Barnes, 28 and 6. Ochai Baji was really good in this game as well. 19 points, hit three three-pointers. I was impressed with him out there. But yeah, Toronto, no RJ and IQ are just really, really tough. Like those are the two players I really wanted to see with this Raptor team. But now, they're running Davion Mitchell as their starting point guard, Jameson Battle, DJ Carton is getting minutes. Like, it's really tough to watch the Raptors right now. But got to give credit to them because they stayed in this game late. But there's just some plays where it's like, man, yeah, this showing some youth. Like Davion Mitchell trying to make a pass in the corner that got stolen, I think. Scotty Barnes had a couple turnovers late in this game. The spacing was not really great in general for this team, but also late in this game, there's some times where the spacing really hurt them. So yeah, the Minnesota just being the veteran team that they are, better than the Raptors, just making the big plays down the stretch. But I like what I've seen. Julius Randle the last two games have been really, really good. He looks a lot more comfortable, a lot more, good, a lot better in this offense. He looks like he knows what he's doing now, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll do my thing then. I'll do my thing. Anthony Edwards said it, do your thing, and we'll just fit in. And Julius Randle has been doing his thing, and it's been leading to W's. Next, we're going to Rockets and Spurs. This is actually a really insane kind of back and forth game, but the Spurs end up winning this game 109 to 106 to get their first win of the season. The Rockets fall to 1-2. It was a really good first quarter, a very high scoring first quarter. In the second quarter, San Antonio took over, winning 24-10. They shot 47% from the field. Wemby had 9 points in that quarter. The Rockets couldn't hit a shot to save their lives in that quarter. It looked like it was going to be a blowout, but then the fourth quarter, Houston comes back and outscores San Antonio 37-22. Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks combined for 21 in that quarter. And San Antonio shoots 33% from the field. But late in this game, the veteran experience of Chris Paul and them show why they brought him here. Stephon Castle had a couple big free throws in this game. Jimmy Sohan was really, really good with Wemby, getting to the free throw line a lot as well. The defense was in effect for San Antonio as well. And then Jalen Green also missed a tough three-pointer at the end of this game. But, this is a very, very tight game for the Spurs, hitting their free throws, and winning this game. Wemby went a whole lot better of a game than he was in Dallas. 29-7, 3 blocks, shot 10 for 17, only took 5 threes, was 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Looked a whole lot better in this game. And the Spurs in general weren't really taking threes. The Spurs only took 20 threes in this game, which nowadays that's like nothing. The Rockets took 41. But the Spurs only took 23s in this game. And yeah, they were just really set on getting to the rim, getting to the basket, getting to the free throw line. And it worked. Jamie Sohan has been really good to start the season. 17-12, 3 assists, shot 8 for 14 from the field. Keldon Johnson gave him a good 16 and 8 off the bench. Harrison Barnes gave you 11. Chris Paul had 9 assists. Julian Champagnie had 12 points, hit a couple threes. Stephon Castle closed this game out. Gave you 8 points, 3 assists, hit 4 free throws late in this game to really help seal it. But yeah, San Antonio, they won the rebounding battle, 49-34, won the assist battle, and just hit they hit free throws, really. They hit free throws when they needed to and locked in on defense and got some really good defensive stops when they needed to for San Antonio. Big progress for them. And honestly, they've looked good. Literally, I said in the last video where I talked about San Antonio, in that first game, if Wemby just has a decent game in that first game, they might win that game against Dallas. And now they come out in this game against a Houston Rockets team that's lower than the Mavericks, and they end up getting the win. They almost blew it. They did almost blow it, but they look good. Everybody's been contributing. Jeremy Sohan has looked really good. Julian Champagnie's hitting shots. Chris Paul's doing Chris Paul things. Harrison Barnes is doing Harrison Barnes things. And then they're getting production like Keldon Johnson. Stephon Castle's been really decent off the bench so far in his first 2 games. Like, as long as Wemby is playing like this type of Wemby and not the first game Wemby, the Spurs are gonna be a tough team. And then in Houston, Jalen Green gave you 29, 6, and 5, 10 for 22 from the field. He's been a scoring machine to start this season. Fred VanVleet gave you 18 and 7 assists. Dylan Brooks gave you 4 3-pointers. Tough game for Şengün. Only 6 points in 22 minutes. Jabari Smith Jr. shot 3 for 10 from the field. Jock Lando had some good minutes, though. 13 points. Cam Whitmore gave you 10 points off the bench. But yeah, they got dominated on the boards in this game. And just that second quarter was really, really tough. In that fourth quarter, they just missed a couple shots. I were like, dang. Just the 3 ball was not falling in that fourth quarter. They shot 4 for 10, but they missed a lot of, easy, tough ones at the end. And they also gave up 14 free throws. Gave up 14 free throws in the fourth quarter. You only get 4. So, yeah, that was a big difference. But really good game from two good young teams, but the Spurs end up prevailing. Next, we go to Mavericks and Suns. Suns end up winning this game 114-102. They go to 2-1. Dallas gets their first loss of the season. In this game, the Suns, without Bradley Beal, still come out had a really good game. And Kevin Durant, man, Kevin Durant was phenomenal. 31 points, 9 rebounds, shot 10 for 21, hit 4 3-pointers. Just a really good game from them. Devin Booker gave you 21 points, got to the free throw line a lot. Yusuf Nurkic had a decent 18 and 14. Did have a lot of turnovers though, 5 turnovers. That's been a thing for him, I guess. And then getting production from others. Ryan Dunn, who started this game, 3 3-pointers, 13 points. The three ball has been falling. And if the three ball is falling like this for Ryan Dunn, man, he's going to be a lock. He has to be a lock in the rotation. Taj Jones gave you 8, 5, and 7. Royce O'Neal, even though he had 7, 9, and 4, he had some really productive moments and really good moments in this game. He was a plus 18 in this game. That just shows the value and the stuff he's been doing. But yeah, Phoenix shot 45% from the field, hit 14 threes, almost they doubled the Mavericks free throw attempts as well. And for Dallas, it was just besides Luka, no one else can really get anything going. Luka had 40, 10, and 4 on 12 for 25 shooting, hit 5 threes, got to the free throw line a lot, but just no one else could really do much. I mean, Kyrie had another tough shooting night-ish, 9 for 22. Clay was 5 for 12 from 3, gave you 19, but after that, it was like, dang. PJ Washington, 5 points in 35 minutes. Dale Gafford only played 18 minutes, gave you 7. Dale Cliver had 11 boards, but he only took 2 shots. Najee Marshall 1 for 5, Maxi Kleber 1 for 2, Jaden Hardy didn't do anything in his 13 minutes, Craig Grimes did nothing in his 5 minutes. Like it was tough. I mean, besides Luka and then a little bit of Kyrie and Clay splashed in here and there, no one else can really get anything going for Dallas. And Luka kind of was just single-handedly trying to keep him in this game until the fourth quarter, where Kevin Durant, and some of the role players just started to take over and say, all right, we're winning this game. But yeah, Phoenix has looked good. I like what I've seen from Phoenix so far in the first couple games of the season. It looks a lot more. I mean, the additions that they have are playing really good. Tyus Jones is doing good. The rookie Ryan Dunn is playing well. Royce O'Neal is doing Royce O'Neal type things. Monte Morris, I really love what I've seen from him as well, as in the point guard position. Like, it's been a lot better. Mike Moonholzer is already playing himself into this team in terms of playing bud ball. Shooting a lot of threes. Again, they got to the free throw line a lot in this game, which is not something that they usually do. But yeah, and then for Dallas, I mean, it was just one of those nights where it was really just like Luka and then nobody else. In the final game we had Lakers and Kings. This is a very entertaining game. The Lakers end up winning 131-127. They are 3-0. The Kings are 0-2. For the Lakers, I mean, another really good game for them. LeBron James, man. LeBron James kind of coasted through the first 3 quarters. They came out and just dropped a quick 16 to start the fourth quarter. Just won a quick 21-0 run. The Lakers did. Just quick, smooth, like nothing happened, And that really sealed this game. And Anthony Davis also had a really good fourth quarter as well. He had 14 points in this quarter. Those two really just carried throughout the fourth quarter. I mean, they scored 44 in that quarter. And for the Lakers, it just, it felt like they got anything they kind of wanted, I mean, Braun, 32, 14, and 10. AD, 31 and 9, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Rui Hachimura had another good game, 18 and 9. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell both gave you 16 points. Don Connect gave you 10 points, hit 2 threes off the bench. They shot 52% from the field, 41% from 3. Won the rebounding battle, dominated the rebounding battle, 45 to 32, including 13 offensive rebounds in this game. Just so amazing. The Lakers has just been playing really good, man. They've been super fun to watch, really intriguing to watch. And then when you get LeBron and AD going like this, man, it's going to be really hard to stop this team, More on Sacramento. The defense, I mean, coming into the season, especially the last couple weeks, I'm kind of high on the Kings. I like this Kings team. The defense I knew was going to be kind of like a thing, but it just felt like the Lakers got anytime the Lakers wanted to get to the rim or get to the free throw line, they just did. It felt like the Kings just kind of, especially in that late fourth quarter when LeBron and AD were doing their thing, there was just no resistance really for the Sacramento Kings. It was tough, man. It was really tough. It was just like an Olay to the basket whenever they kind of wanted. So I knew coming to this season, I knew what the Kings were. They're going to score a lot of points. They're going to give up a lot of points. It's just going to be like, all right, we just got to outscore you in the final 4 or 5 minutes, and we're good. But, yeah, and they haven't done it because, I mean, the Timberwolves and Lakers are 2 really good teams, But it's going to be tough. But, I mean, Domantas Sabonis, 29, 10, and 29, 12, and 10. De'Aaron gave you 28, 5, and 10. Would have liked to see him a lot more, aggressive maybe at some points in the fourth quarter. DeMar gave you 23, including 13 in the fourth quarter. Keegan, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk all gave you 14 points. They hit 15 threes. They shot 51%. They only missed 3 free throws. Like, they had 32 assists. They won the turnover battle. Like, it looked like a solid game. It's just LeBron and AD just asserted themselves on this team, and Kings just had nothing to respond with in terms of on the defensive end. They really didn't have anything to do on the defensive end. But the Lakers, really fun game in general. Especially, I mean, the Kings, they're going to be a high scoring team. They're gonna put up a lot of points. They have 3 20-point scorers. But for the Lakers, another really good game, and they're 3-0, man. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do also like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.